Okay, light is terrible. My voice sounds terrible because I am recovering from being sick, but we're gonna do this. So what I need to do is take in what I have pinched on both sides here. This front bodice ended up being way too long. So right here, I don't know if it's really visible. I have it pinched so that the bodice is coming down. However, what really needs to happen is it needs to come up because that wrinkling, yeah, I just stuck a pin in my mouth, which is not a good idea, but I do it anyway. Alright, so the skirt actually needs to come up and the bodice needs to be cut. And I have so many pins in me, I am terrified to move. Okay, let's put this one down here for a second, just so I can move this. Okay, so yeah, the skirt needs to come up slightly and the bodice needs to get cut off. So I'd say roughly about an inch all the way to this seam back here. This gathering on the skirt panel needs to come to the front on both sides. So what I'm saying actually does need to be done on both sides. So once that is done, this is gonna hook on all the way down here. But right now it's struggling because all of the volume on the front skirt panel is over here and it needs to be down here. And then the trim will go down. But these are the bodice alterations that I need to make before I start adding trim. Okay, this looks so much better. Better. So I actually ended up not taking anything out of here because I realized it all needed to come out here. The waistline was way down here and it's supposed to be way up there. So I cut all that out and restitched, if I can hold the camera, restitched and repleated where the excess fabric was. So it was pleated way back there. It is now pleated on the hip where it is supposed to be, hence helping with the shape that it's supposed to have. So the only thing, there is a little bit of wrinkling here and on this side, but I think once I stitch down the trim here, and actually like this part is stitched, this pleat up here is stitched down with the lining, then that will resolve itself, because when I pull it, that's what happens. This same lace is going to go starting about here and go up around the neck edge, come back and go down here, and then trim similar to what is on the petticoat will also go here all the way down the front and around at least to the side back. I don't know that I have enough to go all the way there at the back of the skirt. I want it to. We'll just have to see. I'm working on limited fabric here. This was a roll I found at a thrift store and I am using every bit of this roll for this dress. There's already not much left and I've got all the trim to do. However, this sits so much better than it did before. I am so pleased. I went ahead and stitched down the lining all the way up to the back, which it wasn't there before, and you're not going to see any of the stitching once I put the trim on, but I think it looks perfect. What I am going to do here is, so this little piece is hemmed back to here, but I'm going to cut a little panel of the remaining fabric that'll go all the way down to the hem, basically as a facing that I'll stitch onto this and then turn that part, so I lose as little of this as possible when I turn it, and then it will, I don't know how I'll tack it because I'm so worried you will be able to see like even hand tacking stitches, but then again it may not matter because that's where the trim is going to be. we'll see. If it's going to be covered by trim, then it's not going to be a problem. And that will go all the way down to the bottom. I am going to try to see, in the original pattern, there was a significant panel portion width of this, the actual fabric, that was on the inside of the hem, because it's Polonaise style. So this is going to be pulled up a little bit, and that was to prevent you from being able to see the back of the fabric. But I don't think I have enough to do that, and as this is not a silk brocade that has like the hand woven, or not, I guess it's not hand woven, but the woven strings that I would be worried about catching or that look ugly, I probably am not. If I end up wanting to put something on it, I will probably use this pink satin, this very, very pale pink satin that I used for the back of the petticoat, and just go with that.
The next thing was to get all of that top trim on. So you see all the black lace that's over the shoulders and the white lace. None of that is actually on. It's all pinned. Well, the black lace is pinned on at the moment, and then I put this lace and wove the ribbon into it like I did on the stomacher all the way down. And then was the process of sewing it all on once all this top lace was pinned down how I liked it, because I had to do this, the snake of the design that I wanted. I did do the ruched trim on the outer dress differently than I did it on the petticoat. For the petticoat, I folded each of these ends over and ran a gathering stitch so that there wasn't any raw edges. But this fabric was not easy to do that with because it's very thick, and the ruching trim was a lot shorter on the petticoat, and that just was not going to be feasible for the dress. So rather than do that, I used the pinking shears and cut down the long edges that way. And then I did actually shockingly have this, what you're seeing now, enough to make, I believe it was an 8-inch hem on the inside of fabric turned over. I was shocked. I could not believe it because I literally have nothing left of this fabric. I used every bit of it, and I did have to piece these together, and then as you'll see in a minute, some of the ruched trim was also pieced from smaller pieces because I actually had pulled a bigger scrap out of the trash can a couple of times to get enough of the ruched trim after I finished this. So when I say there's nothing left, there is nothing left. So I sewed that hem on, right sides together, turned it over, ironed it down, stitched that down, and then tacked it at the top where the ruched trim didn't hold it down. So back over to the ruched trim, I ran a gathering stitch down both sides of this to gather it down, and I did it the same way that I did on the petticoat. It just wasn't folded over on the ends. But for that, I gathered it on the ironing board and then pinned it down, moved it around like you will see right here, did a quick press with the iron so I wouldn't melt my pins, and then pulled the pins out, and then did a good press with the iron, and then took it over and pinned it on the dress how I wanted it. And then began the very long process of pinning this all down and getting it sewed down before I put the lace on it. I did have just enough to go around the back of the skirt, and you can see it's not very gathered here. I was stretching fabric to get this to work, but I really, really wanted it there. And then sewed it down both ends, and then began the also very long process of sewing on all the black lace on all of the places of the skirt and the dress that I wanted it.
She's almost done, guys. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Looks so good. So I'm going to put the buttons in the loops to pull this Polonaise style. I've got to say that right. But, and then I'm going to put hooks and eyes down here because I don't want to walk around with straight pins in me. Ah!
And then the very, very, very last part was getting all of the hooks and eyes sewn down the stomacher and the buttons sewn on the skirt. I did end up putting a button on the inside on the other side of this button as well. And then that way the loop of cord that holds the dress up goes on the button on the inside and the button on the outside. And it's almost done.
So I got you the best video that I could, standing in my room by myself with my husband not here to help me take a video. But I'm gonna move in here to where the bathroom is to see if you can get a better view, if I can actually level it up, of, it's so amazing. I love it so much, and I hope that is evidence. I need to bring it in a little bit more this way, if I can. Yeah, it's so pretty. I love it. I love how it fits. A couple of things I did have to, if I can show it here, add just a tiny bit, it'll, like right there on at the very tip of both ends of the outer gown, because it just needed a little extra length. But other than that, all the alterations that I did worked. And now it's not laying how I had it, but oh my gosh, I'm so excited. But yes, it's gorgeous, everything about it. I love the way that the ruched trim goes around the bottom, and I love the fact that I did technically have enough to go around the entire back, because I think I like it better that way. It's done. It's done. Final thoughts. Thank you so much for joining me for this. I don't even know how to express my excitement that this is done. I had so much fun making it. It's a dream dress come true for me. This is so fun. I wish I had started this so much sooner in my life and not let a lot of voices tell me that I needed to do it a certain way or I couldn't do it. I don't know. Like, I couldn't be more pleased. Is there room for improvement? Most definitely, but do I care? No, I really don't, because I am so happy with this. I'm pretty sure that that's pretty evident. Of course, I would absolutely love to go get some epic pictures somewhere, but that is just not gonna happen right now. The way I did it for the Worth gown was using my kids' toys to make this epic wall with a sheet on it, and I don't really have the ability to do that again right now, and I just need to move on. And if I have the ability to get some really good pictures outdoors sometime, that would be amazing. Right now, this is the reveal that I have the ability to do, and I don't really even care. It's so amazing. Guys, if I could say one thing after completing in half of my life dream project, would be to just do it. Just do it. Don't let voices tell you that you can't. Don't let voices tell you that it needs to be a certain fabric or done a certain way. Is this historically accurate? Absolutely not. I don't even care. I don't even care. It's good enough for me, and I love it. And I don't even feel like I need to go down, because I have nothing to excuse. I have nothing to apologize for. This is what I wanted, and this is what I got. And I don't have anything else to say other than thank you so much for watching. I hope you join me for the next one. I'm just excited to be doing this. I'm excited to be showing off my projects and just having fun. And I hope you enjoyed it and had fun as well. Bye.